What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Stokesy Camel. Back at it with another video, and today we're continuing our we're doing yet another toxic tier list ranking, and we are going to be doing a tier list ranking of all the Backlash France 2024 matches from ranking them from the worst to the best in tier list faction. But before we get into beginning of the video, what's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 700 subscribers. Literally just 7 away now. Really, how about your boy if you did subscribe? And also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm and recommend the video to more people. Maybe they could join that toxic fan. But with that being said, guys, before we start ranking the actual matches itself, here are the categories. We have best of the best, which means the match was amazing and will go down as an amazing match that I'll never forget. Great means it was a great match, but there was a minor flaw holding it back from getting best of the best. Toxic goodness means it was good. It was a solid match. Okay means it was all right. Like 50, some stuff you like, but some stuff you didn't like. It was equaled out. And toxic trash means dumpster fire. The worst match on Backlash 2024. All right. So, anyways, the first match of the night was RKO. Versus the Bloodline, aka Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa in what appeared to be a regular tag team match, but then the chaos ensued before the match actually began, and it turned into a no disqualification tag team match, which I was hoping for because I didn't want just a generic tag team match. And this being, of course, Tama Tonga's debut in the WWE in match form. And this was a solid brawl, I'll put it into the good tier. There was a gnarly spot in here with Kevin Owens hitting an ambulance fisherman buster. That's what some people call it anyways. But the avalanche fisherman buster thing he does from the top turnbuckle with his opponent, he ended up doing that on the steel chairs, which that was very, very brutal. Also, you had some stuff here with other weapons in here that were also really, really crazy. It was a good first match for Tama Tonga, and then you had Tamaloa, I'm pretty sure that's what his name is, debut, so that was pretty cool to see another Bloodline member get added to Solo Sikoa's faction, and maybe we can have a War Games match later this year with Jacob Fatu joining them to face the original Bloodline with like Jimmy J, Roman, and maybe Rock. Maybe I think that could be cool. Yeah, solid match, and I'm glad they still protected Randy Orton and gave Kevin Owens the pin instead. So, it was a really good match. So it goes into toxic goodness tier because on paper it's kind of stupid, but it is a really good match. Next up, the women's triple threat match between Naomi, Bayley, and Tiffany Stratton for Bayley's Women's Championship. And this was best of the best for me. This was match of the night. I thought all three women looked really great in this matchup. I'm glad as well that they protected Tiffany Stratton, made sure she didn't get the pin. And also, I'm glad they had Naomi get pinned, not like... How do I explain it? I'm glad they didn't have Naomi take like a rose plant for the victory, and I'm glad they kind of protected her with a roll-up finish. Bayley retained the title, so that was cool to see, and I can't wait to see where her title run goes in the future. Maybe she has a feud with Tiffany Stratton, which Tiffany Stratton ends up winning the Women's Championship. That would be a cool call. And what can I say? I loved this match, and Next up, we got Jey Uso versus Damian Priest. And this was my runner-up for the match of the night. If you guys saw my short ranking of all the matches on the cards. And, ranking of all the matches on the card, I should say. And, this goes into the great tier. I can't say best of the best. Like, in-ring action, it was clearly best of the best. But they had Judgment Day interference, which was kind of at the end, but which held it back. But it was still a really great match. The crowd was absolutely hot for Jey Uso in this match. There were a couple of moments that you thought Jey was going to win, and there were a couple of moments where you thought Damian was going to win, when Damian hit a Razor's Edge and also a South of Heaven, and then Jey hit a spear, an Uso splash, and I believe another spear. Yeah, there were a bunch of close calls in this matchup, and this one, I think, excuse me. I think out of all the matches on here, I think this was I could definitely tell Damian was going to retain, but I think out of all the matches on here, this one was 50-50 on who was going to win, so I couldn't make a clear guess who was going to win, So, and they put on a great match, and hopefully this isn't the end for Jey Uso and Damian Priest's feud. Next up, we got the Kabuki Warriors versus, what do you think their name should be? Maybe JST? No. That kind of, J, I don't know. Anyways, I can't think of a name for the Bianca and Jade Cargill. But this was my least favorite match of the night, but it was still a good match. And I'm glad the women's tag team title division is starting to, since Triple H has taken control in, I think, since late 2023, I think he's really helped elevate the women's tag team division, and this is proof of it. I think the Kabuki Warriors definitely had a great title run, and there was no way they were gonna win against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, because that team I don't think they're going to lose the tag titles ever. If they ever lose the tag titles, it might just be because one of them gets injured, or one of them turns on the other and they have a match soon, So that might be why they lose the titles. But it was still a good match, and all four competitors looked good in this match. And yeah, if I had a minor gripe, probably I wish Jade kind of got the pin for the tag titles, but it's okay though. And also, another flaw, this one was a big one, I think. I don't know why, but Chad Patton, the referee in this match, I don't know what he was doing later on in the matchup. I don't know. He kept on botching a couple of times. That's all I'll say. So that it goes into good tier. And then next up, we have the main event of the evening with Cody Rhodes facing AJ Styles at Backlash France. And this was it's one of these two categories. Well, to be fair, I did put it above Jay versus Damian. No, below Jay versus Damian. I'll put it in the great tier. I wish there was some finishers that were kicked out of. I know protect finishers, all that, but I was expecting the match to go a little bit longer, but it was okay though. The in-ring action was great, and I thought this match was going to be disappointing. Luckily, it was not. AJ and Cody put on a great match, and it helped prove that AJ Styles is still good at what he does, and might have potential to get back in the main event scene, There was that cool spot with AJ Styles hitting a burning hammer on Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes immediately kicks out at 1. That was a crazy spot. Again, the Backlash crowd in France was absolutely hot during this whole entire pay-per-view. Same with Puerto Rico crowd from Backlash 2023. The crowd here was amazing, even though they kind of got annoying every single time someone kicked out and they had the same chant every single time. But anyways, but still an amazing crowd no matter what. And this was a good main event choice. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this toxic tier list ranking of all the Backlash matches ranked from worst to the best. Be sure to leave your list down below. And with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace out.